All right, let's get this party started. So before we officially keep going with our party and have some reflections from the board, again, we have some very VIP special folks that we'd like to give awards to. Every year, one of our favorite, because Greg and I are usually giving the awards, it's one of the favorite parts of the meeting is where we get to acknowledge and recognize some folks who have gone above and beyond in their acts of service, not only to our community, but to ALD Connect. And first, we're going to be giving an award to the ALD Connect Ambassador of the Year. I will say every year, this is a challenging award to select only because we have so much great engagement with patients and watching people support each other, hold each other up, give them advice, point them in the right direction is really a gift. But because we have to choose, we selected someone who always answers the call to duty. So when we were putting together our first FDA listening session, they said yes. When we were preparing remarks and comments for our second go around at the FDA, they assisted. They are a member of our peer mentor program and they mentor several adults in our community. They also participate and lead the monthly men's call. So I would like to honor Tim Mathwig. Thank you. Do you want to say something or you want?
Okay, I have the honor of presenting the 2023 Ann Moser Award. If any of you know Ann, which many of you do, she truly embodies a lifetime achievement for the ALD community. This person who's winning this award is truly no stranger to the challenges and struggles of ALD. And since this disease started to affect her family, she has been an incredible trailblazer for ALD awareness, for ALD research and advocacy. She was a founding member of the Myelin Project, hint, with the Adone family in 1989, has been an incredibly successful fundraiser for ALD research for more than 3 decades. She was instrumental in the effort to get ALD newborn screening approved and enacted in California, and has served as an ALD Connect board member for several years. It is my absolute honor to give the 2023 Ann Moser Award to my hero, who also happens to be my mother, Patty Chapman. I think she's speechless.
This usually does not happen to me. I usually have something to say, but oh my gosh, this is such a special surprise. You guys don't know how important you all are, the friends I've made, the knowledge I've gained. I just am so proud to be associated with this place. And the only thing I want to make sure is we get a women's study done soon. Thank you.
With that, I am going to invite Ali. Aha, there he is. Ali, would you like to come and start our birthday party reflections? And we are going to come around with cupcakes and champagne and or non-alcoholic cider because that's on.
All right, great. So this is how it works, right? You hear science all day and then they ask the party guy to come. Yeah, that's my role, I guess, the stand-up comedian for ALD Connect. But yeah, so I was going to just briefly, Troy, it's really irritating. Okay, that's better. That's better. I was just going to briefly reflect on how ALD Connect came about. And as you can realize, it had a very, very natural sort of emergence. And so it happened exactly at the beachfront, Huntington Beach in 2012. In November 2012, we had the Child Neurology Society meeting, and after a long scientific day like this, Dr. Eichler, Dr. Van Haren, and I were having mojitos at the bar, okay, in front of the swimming pool. I believe I was wearing swim pants. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. And Florian said, let's start a consortium on ALD. And so that's how it started. So then the next day we walked up to Josh Bronkowski, who was also at the meeting, and he said, well, whatever you do, I'm in. That's sort of expected from him. And we were like, okay, but what does that mean? What is a consortium? How are you going to do that? And so Florian basically was in touch with the ALS consortium called NEALS. And they were an established multi-center consortium across the US, and it included Kennedy Krieger and Johns Hopkins and Mass General. So there was the connection there. And he said it's easy. We take their bylaws, we'll switch the S in ALS with a D, so it just becomes the ALD consortium. And that wasn't realistic. So obviously we needed help. So we brought on those folks, but then we needed somebody who could actually do something legal, and we didn't know how. Luckily, we had Kathleen, who was around and had nothing better to do than help us with legal documents. And so fast forward a few months later, we had an initial meeting in Boston. There were maybe 20 people in that room where we were talking about ALD Connect, and about then most of our current board members were already on. And then we ended up incorporating it as a non-for-profit, specifically for a grant application that actually required it. And so that was in the fall of 2013, so 10 years before now. At that time, Bluebird Bio had just started enrolling their first patients for the gene therapy trial. A company called Minorix had just emerged, and some people had heard of them, but they weren't yet at clinical trial stage. They were talking about some drug that they wanted to bring on, and that was pretty much it. There was no newborn screening yet, except that was the same year also when Elisa was able to pass the New York state law for newborn screening for ALD. So that was the same year in 2013. And so when I think about the last 10 years, we have an approved gene therapy product. We have several clinical trials for AMN, as you just heard. There's a couple others that we didn't mention here, but they are happening as well. We have 39 states in the United States that are doing newborn screening. That's probably one of the strongest achievements we've had to identify these boys early. So I really want to thank the ALD Alliance and Elisa and all others who volunteered for this effort. We have community calls. We have meetings with 150 people. Patients are involved. 10 years ago, many patients were not involved. Okay. All right. I think that means I need to stop talking. I'm just thinking this is amazing what we have achieved. But at the same time, last night at our board of directors meeting, I got an email that one of my cerebral ALD patients passed away, an adult cerebral ALD patient. So we are not done. We are not done. We feel the pain every single day, and we have to continue. But I think that there is a future there. If we move at the same pace as we have moved in the last 10 years, we'll be a lot further in 10 years from now. So just don't give up, because there's hope. And I think I said enough, because there's cupcakes. Thank you.
Everybody has to get it.
So I was asked to toast to our birthday. I did ask myself, what should I toast to? I should toast actually to everyone who has partnered to this over the last 10 years. I'm so grateful. for all the partnership and all the community here. I asked my younger boy today, well, what should I toast to? And he said, well, obviously, you toast to the patients who are suffering. And he said, and you toast to all the caregivers who are taking care of those patients. So I think that's what we should be toasting to. And here's to all of you who made this possible. Thank you.